Welcome back to another episode of All Meat, Hold the Anchovies.
David, I was going to, by the way, hello.
Hi, buddy. You too.
I was going to come up with the funny line about how tired I am, but they all seemed like, I'm so tired, my tired is tired, and,
How
stupid ones.
tired are you?
Yeah, and like, I thought of some that probably I shouldn't say, so, I mean, they weren't terrible, but, it's just kind of like, nah. So anyway, but I am tired. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I don't know. I just struggled sleeping. So anyway, so how's your day been? Mine's been busy.
Pretty good. I had to, for a joke, I had to go buy a wool sweater that I can't believe they even still had, but it was a requirement that I need to get for a joke. And it was the only one they had, but my card got declined.
What?
So I had to try the cardigan.
Why in the world did I think that was funny? Why?
Because it was.
No, that was beyond stupid.
I know. That's what makes it so great.
Oh my goodness. And I was thinking if I had to buy a wool sweater, they'd charge me more because they'd have to kill 2 sheep.
Mine's a 4-sheet sweater, but yeah.
I had to try my cardigan. Oh gosh. You totally got me. I so thought you were being serious. I just walked right into that.
You're like, wow, man, he's got to buy a wool. Where are you going to get a wool sweater?
Yeah, I was wondering why in the world. Have you ever had a cast?
No.
Have you ever had a cast?
Never.
I'm actually starting to get raw underneath this. It's really starting to hurt. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to go back and get them to do something.
Oh,
I
thought you said a cat.
No, a cast. See my purple cast?
Never a permanent thing. No, I've always had a removable one.
Yeah, well, it doesn't feel good. So
I'm sure it doesn't.
Hey, I have just to get right to some things that I have written down.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about. I got a couple quotes, and I want to see if you can figure out who said them.
Okay.
All right. So here's the first one. If there are no stupid questions, then what kind of questions do stupid people ask? Do they get smart just in time to ask questions?
So, can I ask a question to give me an idea of who might have said it? Let me ask a couple questions. See.
Wait. So you're okay, yeah, sure. Ask a question. Keep in mind, it's not a stupid question. So,
is the person still alive?
Yes.
All right. Is it a professional comedian?
In a sense, but not really. He makes us laugh all the time. Or he used to. I don't know if he still does.
Okay, well, that cut the third question out. That cut out female, so it's a male. Is it a talk show host?
This is cool. No, it's not a talk show host.
Okay. So I was thinking Seinfeld or said that or somebody like that or Letterman or one of those talk show host type people.
Here, I'll say it again. If there are no stupid questions, then what kind of questions do stupid people ask? Do they get smart just in time to ask questions?
Oh, it sounds like somebody with a really good sense of humor too.
Yes, indeed. Who, yeah. You want me to just tell you who it is?
Yeah, just tell me who it is.
The writer of Dilbert, Scott Adams.
Oh, wow.
Guy that does Dilbert. I absolutely love Dilbert.
Say it one more time.
If there are no stupid questions, then what kind of questions do stupid people ask? Do they get smart just in time to ask questions?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Was that in a script or did he just make that comment?
No, I was looking up quotes.
Oh, okay.
And I got the idea from my next quote that I wanted to come up with some quotes. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. She just won't be quiet when other dogs are outside. So, all right. Do you want to hear my next quote?
Sure.
All right. This person was describing how dirty a place was, like a town was, okay, whenever he was younger. You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window.
That sounds very familiar.
You realize that's why that's funny. Water ain't gonna get no oil slick off your window. Am I right? I mean, I'm right, right?
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
Oh,
You
man.
put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window.
Almost sounds like something you read in a Stephen King book.
No,
Who said it?
Biden.
I think I've heard him say
So
that.
many. I'm telling you what, I saw a picture from whenever he was elected and saw his picture now. That guy, he is old.
Yeah.
He looks old.
That is a major topic of conversation right now in the world.
Man, he's old. And I think he's running again, isn't he?
Yeah, he just announced that he's running again.
How? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And there are so many like clips of the things he says that are like words that don't exist in the English language or any other language.
Well,
Poor guy.
yeah. You know the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of stuff. I mean,
Yes.
not like I've never made stupid things like I just did. Okay.
I just did one. This we had a funeral Saturday. You remember Miss Forehand, Dolores Forehand?
Dolores passed away.
She was like 96. Yeah, but she's been amazing. She went to a nursing home for the past few years and went around the nursing home giving out scriptures to all the other residents. That's just the type of character she kept up.
Awesome. If she
Awesome.
had told me, I would have called her.
Oh. Would you have left a voicemail or?
Yeah, I would have left the voice. You should have seen your face because you were like, "Yeah, okay, you were gonna agree with me." Okay, that's
That was the face of. Did you just hear what you just said? Okay, that's okay. When did you? Okay.
Terrible.
Oh, terrible. So,
although she had a great sense of humor, so she'd be okay with it.
The reason I brought this up is going to seem ridiculous, silly now, but when I was I led worship in the service. I got to lead worship for 2 songs, and the second one I came out for at the end, it didn't start till 1:00, and I came out and I say, if you would, stand with me again as we continue to worship this morning, and the guys up top were like, they said, we finally get to laugh at you. He says, you don't make a lot of mistakes, and when you do, you make fun of yourself, which I do. If I make a mistake when I say something on the mic, I'll make fun of myself. But they're like, you gave us a good laugh today. I said, what did I do now? He said, you said this morning. He said, you were in Sunday mode. You weren't in. He said it was 2:00 in the afternoon. You're talking about this morning. See, like I said, it seems silly now.
I'll do that. No, I'll do that when I'm like starting a class at night or something. Like I'll go, hey everybody, good morning. Yeah, I'll do that. All right, here's the last one. This is my papa, my dad's dad. It's colder than a dead Eskimo's butt.
All right, so I think you told me that before. It's still funny though.
I did not. We just found that.
I think I've heard that before, and I want to say it was from you because it's almost like you picture a blue butt because it's that cold when it's there. But anyway,
I think I did. I found it. I don't know how long ago I saw that. Anyway, go ahead.
One of my favorite quotes, and I'll share just this one, is from my grandma, who's long passed, and she said, "If you ain't got nothing nice to say, make sure they're out of the room."
Nice.
That's just who she was too.
Gosh. Well, did you have anything specific? Because if not, I do have one other thing.
No, I was hoping you had a few things.
By the way, I've really enjoyed our last podcast episode about the last dinner. What would you have for your last meal?
Yeah.
I've actually talked to people about that since then. It's like, yeah, in our last episode, we done, and this is what I chose, and then they would start saying what they would choose and stuff like that. It was pretty fun.
I'm actually putting together a trip right now down to Knightdale, North Carolina, which is right east of Raleigh. We went down there to pick up Gracie one time. I've probably told you before about a place called Prime Barbecue. The guy's been on Food Network. And we are taking what we thought was 9. It's up to about 17 men now. So we're going to have to take a bigger vehicle. just to Prime Barbecue for lunch. The guy's going to give us a tour. Chris Pruitt, he's going to give us a tour, and then we're all going to eat there just to support his business. And looking forward to it. But if we're on the large church bus, I might just take my clipboard and take a poll and see what those guys, because that would be a great conversation to have on the trip, especially going to eat. We're all going to be starving and getting ready to go eat a barbecue place. So that would be interesting to ask what guys think. I mean, these are guys that would like to laugh and love talking about food.
Yeah.
So I think that would be, especially on a big open, it's a large van. It holds like 20 people. And that would be a fun conversation, I think, to have.
Speaking of a topic we never discuss, Friday night is taco trivia night at our church.
How does that work?
Well, I don't know. I've just signed up to be there.
What's the trivia?
Taco trivia. I don't even know what the trivia is about. It's on Cinco de Mayo, of course, because it's taco night. But Nathan's coming down from Nashville, my oldest son. Josh was coming over from Muscle Shoals. And then I got a friend from church that's going to be on my team. We're called are you ready? Taco Nuts. Like Argonauts, but Taco Nuts. The Taco Nuts.
Oh, my gosh.
That's good, man.
That's good.
The winning team is the Taco Nuts.
So everybody's going to be in teams of 4? Just a trivia challenge?
Oh. And then you get your team together. I have no idea what the trivia is about.
It's probably going to be a variety because they have an actual game that some companies take around to give away free stuff. Gracie had it at a restaurant when she worked in Suffolk, and they had trivia night, and it was just 4-person teams or bigger, and we didn't do very well. I knew some stuff, but I didn't know everything.
I'm hoping it's not the new kind of trivia where you answer on your phone. I hope it's like they give you a sheet and you write the answers down, because then you'll be talking to each other. If it's on the phone, like I've done like not taco trivia. I've done trivia like at choir before, and it's all on the screen, and it's kind of fun. But if I'm in a table with 3 other guys, I want to be able to talk and stuff. So I'm going to want like not to be looking at my phone. Like like you and I've talked about this, when I go out to eat, my phone's face down, over on the side, and so because otherwise you can't visit with people very much.
Where we did it at this restaurant, like this girl brought this whole kit, but it plugged into their TV system, so all the questions were up on the TV, and one of us did answer by phone. You kind of text this thing, but we still talked. We all looked at the answers, and then we figured out which we process elimination type thing. So it was still fun, but it was easier because she could tell when all the answers were in, and she could go on to the next question.
Yeah. Actually, that makes sense. I was thinking we would all be on our own phones, but that would be ridiculous.
No, it's one per team, yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. By the way, speaking of a restaurant, if I owned a restaurant, there are a couple things I think. Let's think about this. What are some things, if you had a restaurant?
You are speaking my language, brother. Let's go.
Nothing to do with food.
Okay.
So any place of business. I would invest. I don't care how much extra it costs. I would invest in soft toilet paper.
Yes.
I'm serious. I want to be nice to my guests that are coming in.
Let me tell you something.
I hate. It's ridiculous.
This place, Prime Barbecue in Knightdale, outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, where we're going at the end of June. I went and used this restroom, and I came out and told the owner when I met him and took a picture with him. I came out and said, dude, that is the nicest public bathroom I've ever been in my life. And he said, I did. And he said, dude, I take a lot of pride in that bathroom because I helped design it. And we make sure that thing is spotless like your own home bathroom. He said, I don't want people walking in there being gross.
Yeah, you've told me that before.
Yeah, that was awesome bathroom for a public bathroom.
I think I'd have a sign that says, all customers are required to wash their hands after using the restroom. Because they always have the all employees are. I'm like, why do you have to tell me the employees are? I mean, I'm not an employee, so you don't have to remind me.
So what is your first thought if you're this is not gross, but if you're in a closed door session in the restroom, what is your first thought if you hear someone come in, you hear a flush, and you immediately hear the door open and close? It's like you don't want to touch anything when you get out.
Yes, I'm like, oh man. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I asked our custodian today. What a weird question, but I'm not even gonna tell you how we got to this conversation.
Thank you.
Oh no, I know how, because she said, look at this soap. This is how much this soap costs for the dispensers. We were talking about how much the soap costs.
Yeah.
And I said, who runs out of soap more quickly? The women's bathrooms or the men's bathrooms? What do you think?
I'm going to say the women's bathroom.
Nope.
You're kidding.
She said the men are better at washing their hands than the women are.
Either that or we use too much soap because we make a mess.
Well, then we have cleaner hands than the ladies do.
There you go. There you go.
I would have never suspected that. But anyway,
so,
she was telling.
See, I've already built my own restaurant in my head, but I understood your point that you would invest in soft toilet paper. That makes sense.
Yeah, and tables that don't. Yeah.
Tables that fit all size people.
Oh, or booths that fit all size people.
So we went to Texas. I'm not gonna.
Only people our size complain about this, but okay.
I got put in a 6-person booth that sat 6 of Connie's and Terry's, not of us, not of me at least. Probably you would have been okay. And it affected my order. I did not feel like eating a big meal, like a big steak.
Right.
I got a smaller order, and I had a miserable meal. I hated it. So we're supposed to go again with a friend who's built like me, big guy, and another couple. We're actually taking friends of ours that out to dinner for service. And then when we get there, I'm going to say a table. Don't put us in a booth. Put us in a table. Because your server is not going to be happy if we put us in a booth.
It's like if you're going to train your person at the front. What are they called? Your
host.
Yeah, your host. Train them that if you see a really big guy, don't put him in a booth. Put him in a table.
Now, at the same time, they can't say, we're going to ask you to wait a little bit longer because we know you won't sit in a booth for as big as you are. You're going to want to sit at the table. But
you ask. Do you want a table or a booth? Well,
they do usually. And if it's just Terry and I, a booth is okay because usually here's something I'm investing in. Tables that are not mounted to the floor.
Yes, that you can move around.
Yes, exactly. It's funny because when I got on a plane, it might have been, I don't know if it was going to, I don't think it was going to Maine. It was going somewhere else. But it was going on a plane. I got on the plane and I asked the stewardess as soon as I got on, and I said, can I get a belt extender? She goes, you sure can. Very nice. Very sweet. And then when she brought it to me, I think I've told you this, she had it curled up in her fist to her side, like hiding it and bringing it to me. That was so nice. And I took it like, that's okay. And I just whipped it right out. And I put it right on the thing.
Attention, everyone.
I'm the guy that's getting the belt.
You know this. The guy next to you was like, oh, crap, he asked for an extender.
But yes, I give full props to that stewardess. She was very sweet to do it that way. But it made me think, but you're right. They do usually ask, is a booth or table okay? And you know what? Now that we've brought that out, I'm going to think about that every time they ask. They're looking at me going, do you want a table or can you fit in the booth? That's what they're really asking.
I went to a place the other day and I sat down in the booth and I literally could hardly get in there. And I'm not huge, but I could barely get in there. So I went to push the table back. The table was connected, but the booth part I scooted the whole seat back.
Was there somebody behind you?
I'm glad there wasn't somebody sitting behind me. It's like the whole seat went back. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy.
We went to our favorite Mexican restaurant a while back, and we sat down in a booth, and it was we've had our several. You know, you always say, "Oh, we sat here last time." It was a new booth for us, and we sat down. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I got so much room." I'm thinking Terry must be dying over there. And Terry goes, "I can pull it this way if you need me to." I'm like, "Well, then I can't reach the table." I said, "Bring it back." Nice. She goes, "Oh, really?" And now that I think about it, the chair was probably moved. Somebody behind me was probably suffocating because the chair was probably moved.
Some soccer player who weighs nothing was sitting there going, "I can't breathe."
All right, so taco trivia night. That made me think about something. I'm going to be doing a game night for our youth coming up. I told them I would, and usually I like to come up with something completely different, something they've never done before. I usually do like a Survivor night or Amazing Race night, but I've been watching on my deep hole of late night video watching, even on Facebook, watching those videos. I've come across
Reels, I know.
reels. I've come across Taskmaster. Have you ever seen this? It's a
No.
it's a British comedy show, and they got a lot of their British comedy shows are game shows, but they're comedians. They're not regular people.
Yeah.
They're actually famous. Yeah.
Oh, British comedy.
Yes. So Greg Davies is a host, and me and Terry have watched his stand up. He's very funny. He's very family and I want to say domestic oriented when he talks about he used to be a teacher, and he talks about that with kids and stuff. And basically, Greg Davies is the host. He's the taskmaster. He gives out points. And there's like 4 or 5 comedians or celebrities, British celebrities, or sometimes Americans, and they have to do different tasks. And Greg has an assistant, and he basically tells them what to do and make sure they do it right. So sometimes it's in studio, sometimes it's outside. I mean, it's weird, funny stuff, but it's like who can do it the fastest type thing, simple stuff. And like, for example, one of them in studio is Greg sits in a chair, all the contestants are behind him, and his partner says, all right, they're going to come up one at a time and make a scary monster noise. Each one has about 5 seconds to do it. And the first one that's going to do it is, and the guy holds up a number, the person's standing on a number, they walk it, and Greg can't see them, and they'll walk up and just either make a noise or stomp or something, and he'll guess who it is. If he gets it right, then he gets the point. If he doesn't, then they get the point. Anyway, I'm going to do this with the youth, and I'm going to have the youth pastor sit in the chair so that he can't see the kids. See how well he knows the kids. And it's going to be high school kids, middle school kids, and then a volunteer adult. Just fun stuff like that. I love doing stuff like that. But I would recommend on Reels, look up Taskmaster. It is Greg Davies. It is hilarious. You'll get stuck watching them.
If I look it up, that's all I'm going to see, your Taskmaster.
I know.
Like right now, all I see are dash cam videos.
Oh my gosh.
Because I love watching dash cam videos.
I do, but I get so frustrated watching people brake check trucks. It makes me want to honor trucks and not even get near trucks. When I pull in front of a truck, I speed up to let him know I'm not going to be one of those people.
Yeah. Well, but most of the time it's crashes that I see on there. Which, I guess, I mean, nobody dies in them, but it's just occasionally road rage. But I don't like to watch the road rage videos.
Yeah,
I don't like to watch those.
Oh yeah, I especially if they get in with people getting out of their cars, that's not good at all. I actually witnessed a fatal crash this Wednesday before last. I tell you about it.
Oh, you did? No, that's terrible.
It was the passenger on impact. We don't know because it hit multiple, and it was a guy that just floored it in a neighborhood, pulling in front of the church. He floored it, slalomed around cars, and lost control. And we don't know. He hit several things. He was unfortunately DUI, but I passed away on impact. It was terrible.
Well, speaking of speed, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
So that's the end of this podcast.
Yeah, we're like, wow. On that note, golly, that's so sad. Speaking of speeding through a neighborhood, I was watching. It wasn't a dash cam video, but it was like a police cam, like a chest cam or whatever they're called, a body cam.
Body cam.
And this lady drives through this neighborhood in a 35-mile-an-hour speed zone, going 116 miles an hour. He pulls her over, and she's like belligerent that she didn't do anything wrong, and she's not getting out of the car. And why do people get attitudes with police? I just don't understand. Don't get an attitude. Just anyway, we don't need to.
I just saw one of those today. Protesters. As soon as the police showed up, they were yelling at the police. I'm like, why? What did they do? I don't know.
Anyway, so you were going to be a policeman, remember?
Yes, I was very close to being a policeman.
Criminal school or whatever it is. You got your criminal degree.
How to be a criminal.
He used to bring that up all the time in Survivor Talk with DD. You'd be like, I have a degree in criminology, or I took courses in. Did you actually get a degree, or you just took courses?
No, I got my associates, but I didn't finish my bachelor's because I went and got a job. But that's why I used to pull for police officers and Survivor.
Oh yeah. Like Sarah, who won,
or Tony, who won twice.
That's right. That's still the most watched. Well, I know I've said this before, but that's the most watched Survivor Talk video and listen to podcast of our podcasts.
And what did he say at the 3-hour mark? You remember what he said?
Wants to keep going or something.
Is that all you got? You got anything else?
I know.
Like, dude, I'm tired.
It wasn't 3 hours, but it was.
Yeah,
it was
close to it.
Sherry Beethman's was Beethman.
Yeah.
Sherry's was really good. I remember that. She was like so jaded, and she just told us everything. Remember that?
Then her husband came on.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Man, it was so much. That was a great conversation.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway. All right, man. Well, I don't have a whole lot else. I'm going to go see what I can do about this rash that's showing up underneath my cast because it hurts. I don't know what to do because I'm not supposed to put lotion in there or anything.
No, you keep the lotion in the basket.
I know. I don't know what to do. But anyway. All right, man. Do you have anything else?
That's it. All I got.
All right. See you, man.
See ya.